$1,250. And I mean, it was so beautiful. Big front yard, big backyard. Some of y'all, if you've been following me for a while, you saw the house that I sold in Columbia. And what am I saying? I wanted to make sure that my mortgage, that my living expenses when it comes to my mortgage or my rent was below the 30%. Some of y'all saying, Anthony, with inflation today, that's going to be hard. Well, no. I really want to be honest with you. It's not hard. It's just that you don't like where you will have to live. And you're not willing to be uncomfortable a little bit so that one day you can get to where you really want to be. I want to be on the water or on the golf course today. My money can afford it, but it doesn't make sense for me to do that when it's just me and a dog. I cannot financially say this is a wise decision. I want to be on a golf course. I want to wake up on a Saturday, instead of getting in my car and putting my golf clubs in the back of the car, I want to put them on a cart and drive off to the first hole. That's what I want to do. And my bag can do that. But I refuse to do that because it doesn't make sense. It's not a good tax play. It doesn't make sense for me to drop that much money. I spend that much money. What if my wife don't like the house? Then I gotta move. So I'm keeping my behind in a place that is comfortable for me. And listen, y'all, when I pull out to my friends' houses and my friends' stuff, man, I'm like, yo, dude, I can't wait to get this, boy. Oh man, We shot something for the Neatness Network, and as soon as we pulled into the neighborhood, everyone who knows me was like, yo, bro, you see that house up front? I was like, yes. It was like, bro, that's you, right? And I was like, yes, that's the kind of house I want. But let me tell you what I want more than a banging house. Let me tell you what more than I want than a banging car. Let me tell you what I want more than bragging rights. I want true financial freedom. So when I do hit 65 years old, I am able to do what I want to do. And if I want to, quote unquote, retire and not work again, I want to be in a position to where I can do that and it doesn't cost my kids and it doesn't impact my kids. Because when I was 39 years old, about to hit 40, I didn't go buy a big old house. I stayed where I was. I invested into this house. I made it big better, and I invested into my future. So the practical thing right now, you guys, is for you not to hit this stat, you have to make sure that you're not spending no more than 30% of your net income onto your mortgage. So let's say for right now, if the average person in America, let's just say 48,000. 48,000 is what you're making, right? Times that by 30%. That means, if it's 48,000, divided that into 12, that's 4,000. Divide that times that by 30%. That means that your rent or mortgage payment should not be more than $1,200. Let's say some of y'all right now are making $100,000 a year, because we got some people in my bracket that is doing well, and you times that by 30%. Hold on, 8,333 times that by 30%. That means your mortgage payment, rent payment should not be no more than $2,499. $2,499. That's about $2,500. You can't sit here and tell me you can't find rent less than $2,500. You can't sit here and tell me that you can't find a mortgage less than $2,500. I got rental properties that my mortgage payment is cheaper than that. Are they in the most up-to-date, the nicest, like, oh my God, the white picket fence and the nice trees and no, they're not. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're not. But what do you want more? Do you want financial freedom more? Or do you want bragging rights while during this time, and then you want to be struggling when you're 65 and you have no more money coming in? So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in a home, if you're in a mortgage that is above 30% of your income, it will be worth to talk to a professional. It will be worth for you to talk to a real estate agent and see about downsizing into a better home. Interest rates are high. So that's what I'm saying. I would sit down with a professional, sit down with a real estate agent, talk to a banker and say, you know what? I want to get my mortgage down to 35%. I can't do that in this house. Can I sell this house, take that money that I make from selling the house, put that down on the next house, and with this interest rate, can I still get it below 30% of my take-home pay? That's a yes or a no question. And if they say, well, hey, based upon the interest payment today, this is your best route, then you need to stay right there. But what I'm going to tell you is marry the home, date the rate. So if you could find, if this home is the best opportunity right now, marry that. As soon as the rates go lower, revisit the conversation. Should I sell? Should I refi? And can I get my mortgage payment below? But you got to talk to a banker. You need to talk to a real estate agent to see what can you sell your house for? What can you do? Watch this. Some of y'all are renting and your lease is about to be up. But you really like that apartment. It's nice. You got a high rise. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. You got a nice little high rise. You got a pool in there. You got a 2-story gym. Oh, it's nice. But it's costing you too much money. I'm not saying go somewhere that is unsafe. Here's what I'm saying. You got to stop complaining and saying you can't win. I often get questions about life insurance, where to buy, how to find affordable rates, the simplest application process, and most importantly, where to secure coverage instantly. Like, people don't want to wait a long time. They want the coverage right now. Giving the startling statistic that nearly 40% of African Americans do not have life insurance coverage today, it's even more critical to address these questions. My recommendation to all these questions is simple. My friends over at Ethos Life Insurance. These are the people who hold my life insurance policy. You see, their mission is to simplify life insurance and make it accessible online to everyone. No paperwork, no medical exams, or check this out, no blood tests. You simply answer some health questions online, and just like that, you could secure coverage the exact same day. But the cherry on the top, family, Ethos offers an incredible deal that I wish I had when I signed up with them for my life insurance policy about 2 years ago. You see, when you secure a life insurance policy through them, they will throw in a will and estate plan for 100% free. I'm tripping and I'm excited at the same time because I personally spent $2,500 on my estate plan at the beginning of this year. So getting it free with a life insurance policy that might cost you as low as $50, that's a no-brainer. I mean, like none. Don't just take my word for it. You see, Tanner R., a customer, secured a $500,000 30-year policy without a physical exam through Ethos. He says the price was great. The process was completely easy. You see, Ethos truly values our time. You see, Alex got approved for a $1 million policy in just 5 minutes. She said, simple and straight to the point. Comments were, surprisingly, user-friendly and great communication. So, are you ready to protect your family's financial future? Don't let this statistic define you. I want you to get covered today and get a will and get the life insurance policy and get the estate plan for 100% free. All you gotta do is go to anthonyoneal.com/ethos. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/ethos. Secure your coverage today and ensure peace of mind for your loved ones. All right, let's get back to today's show. Here's the second biggest expense for once we get to 65, and that is our transportation, okay? If you have an auto loan and you're paying interest on it, it's a depreciating asset. I have 2 vehicles. One of them was a tax plate. It's in a business name. The other one is in my Bentley. I told you all I had the Bentley before. That's my personal toy that I purchased about a year and some change ago, and paid cash for both of them. One of them was a huge tax write-off because I was able to get something over 6,000 pounds last year, and we was able to write it off 100% based upon, the tax strategy that my CPA gives me, right? But I don't borrow money for cars. Now watch this. Because I paid cash for them, because they are now there's no debt on it. I have the titles, myself in the safe at the bank. Now it's somewhat of an asset. It's still depreciating a little bit in value, right? But now it's an asset because there's no debt on it. So I could take both of my cars and sell it and get a lot of money for both of them if life was to happen. But when you have debt on it, right now they're saying the average car note is right around like $600. And then an average brand new car, if you're buying brand new cars like a Mercedes, not a Bentley, like a Mercedes, a BMW, they're ranging anywhere between $1,000 and $1,300. I just saw a video the other day where this guy walked around his office, the co-workers, and said, "Hey, how much is your car note? $1,300. Hey, how much is your car note? $1,200. Hey, how much is your car note? $1,150. And I'm sitting there, bro. I had a small panic attack for these people because I'm like, man, you are paying $13,000+ a year for a vehicle that is losing value. One of my homegirls, she called me and she said, "Hey, I know you don't do debt, but I'm just asking you from a deal perspective because I do not have cash. I do not have cash like Ayo to go purchase a car." And she wanted to go purchase a very high-end car. This is above your BMW and Mercedes. It's a very high-end car. And when she told me the car note would be $1,370 a month on this high-end car, that is a 2017. I literally almost cussed her out. I had to catch myself. I want to be like, you dumb. You spend that much money on a car, you are crazy ass bitch. And so I had to catch myself because she, that's my sister. I love her. I said, "Yo, no ma'am. No ma'am. Listen, you see my cars. I'm not spending that much money for my cars. If I was to finance the Bentley, that would have been like a $3,000 to $4,000 a month car note. No. And I couldn't see myself doing that, putting miles on the car and it's depreciating. And if I ever did want to trade it in, then I'm not going to be, I don't have nothing. I done paid all the money extra on the interest. So it's like I have an advantage now because I didn't pay any interest on the car. If the car was worth X amount of dollars, I paid below X amount of dollars. Please believe me. I walked away from both of my cars at first. I was like, no, I'm good. If you have it listed for X amount, I want it less than X amount. And if they weren't budging on less than X amount, I just walked away. And I walked away on both of them. And both of them called me back at the last week of the month. I think one of them called me back the last 2 days of the month and said, "Hey, Mr. ONeal, you still in the market for the XYZ?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm still in the market for the car." He was like, "Yeah, we can give you this." I said, "No, sir. That was an offer I offered you 2 weeks ago. Now, for me to come back up there today and get this before the end of the month so you can have a commission check, I want it for this number now. And if you don't give it to me now, that's cool, that's great. I'm not in a rush, brother. I'm bringing cash money to the table." And here's the truth. Bankers don't really like cash money anymore because you know why? Car dealerships make money off of you actually financing now. Back in the early 2000s, yeah, we could trade in a car for $10,000 and then mark it up to $18,000. We could do that back then. But in today's market with the internet now, we can't do that. So now they're like, hey, if we trade it for $10,000, okay, we could sell it for maybe 12, like 11.5. But now they get a kick off of the percentage. So let's say, for an example, if the interest rate is 2%, they mark it up to 3%, they get that 1% markup. And I know the game. So that's why I'm like, no, what you're not going to do is mark up my interest rate so you can pocket money and make a couple of grand, a few grand off of me on a car. No. This is, if you offer the car for $25,000, I give you $20,000 and I'm not financing. So you're not getting the markup and you ain't getting this.